Have you ever watched a breathtaking documentary or gotten hooked on a podcast series only to realize it was made by a brand? It's a strange moment, isn't it? One minute you're captivated by a story of human achievement or a hilarious comedy sketch, and the next you see a familiar logo pop up. It wasn't a traditional ad that interrupted your experience. The brand was the experience. This isn't a rare occurrence anymore. It's a fundamental shift in how companies talk to us. They aren't just buying 30-second spots during the Super Bowl. They are building their own studios, hiring writers, hiring directors, creating the very content watch, listen to, share. This is the new world of marketing. This change is bigger than you might think. We're moving from a world of interruption to a world of attraction. The smartest brands aren't interrupting the show. They are the show. They want to be the destination, not the distraction. So what does it mean for a brand to act like a media company? It means they have adopted the mindset, the structure, and the goals of a publisher or a production studio. They've stopped thinking in terms of campaigns that start and end and started thinking in terms of programs that build an audience over time. It's a commitment to creating a steady stream of valuable, relevant, and engaging content. This isn't about a single viral video or a clever tweet. It's about building a long-term relationship with you, the audience, by consistently delivering content that you care about. They are in it for the long haul, just like your favorite magazine or TV network. This new approach requires a whole new way of working. Brands are building in-house creative teams, often called brand newsrooms or content studios. They are hiring journalists, filmmakers, podcast producers, and graphic designers. These storytellers now sit inside companies that used to just make shoes, drinks, or software. Their job is not to write ad copy, but to find and tell compelling stories that align with the brand's values. They operate on an editorial calendar, planning months ahead. They measure success not just in sales, but in audience growth, engagement, and time spent with the brand. A media company's primary asset is its audience. Brands now see the world the same way. By creating their own media, they build a direct-to-consumer audience that they own content on their sites, YouTube channels, and podcast feeds. They don't have to pay a social platform or a TV network to reach fans. They communicate directly through own channels. The old goal was leads or immediate sales. The new goal is to build an audience. If you earn trust with valuable content, sales follow. The reason this whole brand as media company thing works is because of us. Our expectations have changed. Thanks to social media and an on-demand streaming like Netflix and Spotify, we control what we consume. We curate our own media diets. We follow who we OVO, subscribe to what we want, and binge when we want. The gatekeepers are gone. We live in a world of infinite content, and we've become very discerning. We've developed an allergy to the hard sell. We don't want to be interrupted or shouted at. We crave authenticity and connection. We want stories, not slogans. When a brand teaches us, makes us laugh, or tells a fascinating story, we lean in, we give attention because they give value. It's a fairer, more respectful trade. Social media trained us to expect two-way conversation. We share, comment, and create. We want the human side. We want to know what brands stand for, their values, what they care about beyond profit. Docs, podcasts, and articles let brands show, not just tell, who they are. Streaming and social blurred entertainment, information, and commerce. We discover, learn, and buy within minutes. In this fluid world, content that adds value wins. Brands know their marketing must feel like the content we already love. They compete not just with brands, but with the latest Netflix hit and our best friend stories. So why are brands going to all this trouble to create their own video content, podcasts, and shows? The biggest reason is control. They control the narrative, not hoping others tell it right or place it well. They get to be author, director, and publisher, going deeper than any 30-second ad allows. They craft nuanced, emotional messages perfectly aligned to their identity. An ad says, for example, our soap cleans well. A series can express a philosophy, empowering people to break barriers. Consistent content around a core theme builds a rich world people want to join. It's the difference between shouting a feature and embodying a philosophy. Owning the story builds a direct relationship. When you subscribe, you give permission to speak directly. They gather feedback, understand audiences better, and create community. That community becomes a powerful asset, advocates who feel they belong. Initial investment can be significant, but great docs and how to series live for years, continuing to attract new audiences. The long tail means the investment pays dividends over time. Content becomes a cornerstone, educating, entertaining, and building trust 24/7 worldwide. Perhaps no brand embodies this shift better than Red Bull. They built Red Bull Media House, a full-fledged production company. They create breathtaking documentaries, action sports films, a magazine, and live events. Remember the record-breaking space jump? That was a Red Bull production. They rarely show the can. They associate with energy, adventure, and pushing human limits. They don't sponsor the culture, they are the culture. Nike creates powerful, emotionally resonant films, more like short movies than ads. Dream Creature, You Can't Stop Us. Not just shoes, statements on social justice, equality, and indomitable human spirit. They start conversations and reflect the cultural moment. It's not just giants. B2B and tech are in. MailChimp Presents produces original series, films, and podcasts about entrepreneurs. Apple, with Apple TV Plus, became a top Hollywood studio, proving culture-defining content is the strongest brand builder. It's about a mission bigger than product. Red Bull, extreme human potential. Nike, sport changing the world. MailChimp, creative courage. Become the go-to source. Attract your tribe. Offer an identity. This shift wasn't possible before. High-quality production used to be prohibitively expensive and complex. Only major networks and studios could create broadcast-quality content. Then everything changed. Affordable DSLRs and even smartphones now shoot stunning 4K production tools became democratized. And pro editing software got cheap or free. The internet opened global distribution. Upload once reached billions. Social platforms promote content and build community around it. The gatekeepers were gone. With costs down and distribution free, a perfect storm empowered creators, including brands. Brands can hire small, nimble teams or partner with independents to make podcast series and web documentaries. Technical and financial barriers crumbled. The field leveled. The question is no longer, can we do this? But what story do we want to tell? Affordable gear, free distribution, and built-in communities change the game forever. When a brand becomes a media creator, the benefits are enormous. Loyalty, trust, direct connection. Consistent content that's entertaining, useful, or inspiring builds loyalty through value, not transactions. People see the brand as reliable or a fun daily ritual. That loyalty is hard to break in ad-saturated feeds. Authentic stories cut through. Showing values like sustainability beats saying we care about the planet. It builds credibility and trust. YouTube, email, podcasts, these create an owned audience. That's a massive advantage. No more dependence on algorithms or rising ad costs. You can speak to fans directly for free, launch products, gather feedback, and build community on your schedule. Publishing the best content in your niche makes you the authority. A finance software brand could host the Go-To Small Business Finance podcast, earning trust at scale. When those listeners need software, who do they turn to first? The trusted helper. It's a long-term strategy that builds a competitive moat. Community, trust, and expertise are hard to copy. This is how brands earn a place in our lives. Of course, there are challenges and risks. One is adding to the noise. Millions of hours are uploaded daily. Thousands of podcasts launch. Without strategy and quality, efforts fail. Mediocre, self-serving content can be worse than nothing, making brands seem out of touch and wasting resources. Another risk? Losing authenticity. If content feels like a thinly veiled ad, audiences disengage. The magic lies in generosity, providing value first. The brand should present the story, not be the hero. Otherwise, trust breaks. This isn't a campaign, it's an operational shift requiring consistency, resources, and patience. Many start excited but lack stamina, leading to abandoned channels and short-lived podcasts. Taking stands can powerfully connect with some and alienate others. It's a calculated risk. Modern brands trade broad, lukewarm appeal for deep connection with a core audience. Be prepared for backlash and navigate with sincerity. Balance value with brand goals, and the strategy becomes resilient. We've seen the lines blur. Brands aren't just sponsors, they're creators, producers, and distributors. They're building media empires one great story at a time. This isn't a trend. It's a rewiring of relationships. It's a move away from monologue and toward dialogue around shared interests. In a world of infinite choice, brands must earn attention with worthy stories. This shift was powered by changing expectations, democratized tech, and social distribution. We, the audience, hold the power. The smartest brands meet us with quality, playing the long game of trust and community. For those who get it right, rewards are immense. Loyalty and trust money can buy. It all comes down to a timeless truth. Humans are wired for story. Winners stop selling and start storytelling. with courage to create, patience to build, and humanity to matter. The next great media powerhouse might not come from Hollywood. It might be a brand you least expect. So keep watching, keep listening, and never underestimate the power of a great story. If you enjoyed learning about how brands are becoming their own TV studios, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories about the future of media and marketing.